What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while I showed my face here on my channel, right? I started something, frequently asked questions, and in today's video we'll be looking at what you or I almost get asked all the time, what do I need to start a studio? And yeah, so I'm adding it to my frequently asked questions here on my YouTube channel playlist. A lot of videos I've put up. You can go watch the previous ones. I'm literally going to answer any frequently asked questions in my DM here in the comments down section below. So if you have any questions you need answered down in the comment section, just leave it there. I'll get right to it with a good video, well explained, well researched. All right, so what do you need to start a studio? But before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification icon, and don't forget to share this video at the end, which is quite important. So that being said, let's just get into today's video. All right, to start a studio, you need a studio space, of course. And I, for one, have collaborated with other creatives, and we've gotten this apartment where we've turned the hall into a studio space. So it's big enough for what I need to do. So if you have your own room and the room is smaller enough for you, which you know you can put in a box in there, you can put in a backdrop or whatever it is you need to use for your shoot, then fine, just get a space. If you don't have one, look for someone you're compatible with when it comes to photography or anything creativity. Make sure you guys are join your money together. Get a space that you know that both of you will be using the space for creative stuff all the time, and not that someone wants to do something else and you also want to do something else. So get yourself a compatible partner, which of course you'll be in a relationship with. But yo, that's a joke. It's just that you guys need to really click so that you know no problems will arise in the future. So that being said, studio space is out. Next, I think, is lighting. Photography is light is art, and photography is also art, so they all correlate with each other. So get yourself very affordable lights. I, for one, I use the Godox AD600, which I have here. Right, very costly, so I wouldn't advise you get this if you're not starting up a studio. You can also try and get the Godox SK400, not as costly as the AD600, works very well, but just that with this it doesn't come with a battery pack. You would have to plug it. So if you have any light issues or electricity issues going out in your area, that's the bummer. But with the AD600 you have that option. And also, let's just drop this down first. I hope it doesn't fall. Also, if you can't afford any of the lights I brought up, you can get the Godox V1, which is less costly than this, or the Godox V860 or the Godox V850. Any flash below Godox V850, I wouldn't recommend for a startup studio photography. So get yourself that. Also get yourself a trigger to be able to trigger wirelessly your flash. The next thing I will talk about is softboxes. I'm using two softboxes to light up the studio setup now. I have to my left the parabolic, the 7 feet parabolic, the 180 centimeter umbrella to my left, and to my right I have the 120 softbox or 120 octabox, which I'm using to light myself right now. So these boxes are modifying the light, trying to reduce the intensity of the light that's going to come out from the hard source of light, which is the two light sources. I'm using to my left the Godox SL60 and the right the aperture to light up this particular video, right? So these soft boxes, they soften the light. The name is self-explanatory. They soften the light. They also modify the lights. They also change the direction of the lights and bring the light I want on me, my background, and whatever it is I need. So soft boxes, you can look up the octabox, the 120. They are deep bow parabolics. They are beauty dishes. They are 7-inch reflectors, and they are also umbrellas, depending on the one that's going to work for you and the space you're going to end up in. So get any of them. And yes, that's also one thing you need to start up your studio. Not forgetting fill lights, bounce cards, reflectors, even I think diffusing sheets and all that. For me, I am using one bounce card right now to bounce the lights back to fill underneath my chin here. I'm dark enough, so I just need this to bounce back lights here. This is not really giving me that intensity I need, and I just want that fill so that I can get a lot of contrast between my face and my body and the background, right? The reflector will do a different job just because it's a silver reflector. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I use bounce cards a lot talking about reflectors, you can go in for the 5-in-1 120cm reflector. There's the 6 feet reflector. Depending on the one you can afford, buy those. Next thing I have in mind is getting yourself a very good camera. Let me just vanish and bring me my new camera. Alright, so I'm using the Canon 5D Mark IV. I have mentioned it a lot of times in any of my tutorial videos. The 5D Mark IV, which is a very good camera when it comes to megapixels. I think it's 30.2 megapixels if you don't have the money to afford the Canon 5D Mark. Any DSLR you have that can give you quality and good images will also help you when it comes to studio photography. Adding that, I think I'll add lens choice to your studio stuff that you need to get. I have the 85 1.4 Sigma Art. I have the 100mm for my macro beauty shot. This 85 is for my portrait shot. The 24-70, if I want full body shot, I go in for that. So depending on what you want to do in the studio, if it is beauty, if it's half body portrait shot, if it's fine art or product photography, food photography, get yourself an appropriate lens for that particular studio photography. All right. Next thing on the line, we've spoken about light, we've spoken about modifiers. What is going to hold the light? The stands. I have available to me, to my left and right, C stands. I don't think I need to show this. You guys know C stands. I'll probably pull up an image so that you can see. Or if you can't afford it, C stands are quite expensive because they are durable. If you can't afford that, you can get the more durable light stands, which are also expensive but less expensive compared to that of the C stands. And they have the very cheap ones, which I know everyone can afford. I have some, I have used them, but they didn't last long and I wouldn't recommend. But if you don't have the funds, like I always say all the time, you can always get that to use it for a while, and when you get the funds from shooting and getting your money, you can upgrade that particular stand to a more durable stand. I think that's all. Oh, at least I forget the backdrops. I don't know whatever backdrop you'll be using. If you're going to use the seamless backdrop, I have seamless backdrops, I have material backdrops, I have canvas backdrops. Depending on what you want to portray on your page or what you want to be known for, you can go in for any of them. That being said, I'm selling those material backdrops I put up in my previous videos. It's still up for sale. You can hit me up in my DMs. I'm going to link down there in the description my Instagram handle. So just hit me up in my DMs and let's talk about the price so that you can support my mother's business, like I always say. All right, so that being said, I think that brings us to the very end of this particular frequently asked questions video. I'm going to see you in the next one, so don't forget to subscribe, turn on that bell notification icon, and I'll see you. Peace.